Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's Jordan here bringing you another video. Today, we're back with another episode of our franchise battle with Stan. We're going into season number 6. Remember, guys, as always, his links are in the description. Make sure you check out his video so you guys can keep track on who is winning the battle, who is winning the most cups. We're just going to go ahead here, get simmed up to the draft lottery, see who won the draft lottery. Remember, we made the playoffs for the first time in the last episode, so we don't have a lottery pick. We're just going to get right up into the draft. Try to get the draft done as soon as possible. Go from there into making our team the best that it can. Shout out there to Kane, Stamkos, Kopitar for calling it a career. And I'm just actually noticing, guys, that Roman Yossi is retired. I didn't notice that when I just looked at the retired players. I guess maybe I should have taken a closer look at that. So now we're in a bit of a pickle because we just lost our number one left defenseman. So, guys, we only had 3 picks in the draft. There, 182, 189, and 222. Those happen to be 2 sixth rounders and a 7th rounder. Didn't really feel like that is worth showing. So we're just going to skip that. We just made those picks very quickly. Again, we want to get through the draft, free agency, all that fun stuff as fast as possible so we can get to what really matters there, which is the season sim. Now, we've got a few contracts expiring here. JJ Paterka, he doesn't want to come back. We might have to let him walk, although I don't think that's a good idea. James Haggins wants $8 million on a 1-year deal. He'll still be an RFA when this deal expires, so honestly, I can live with that. That's what we're going to go ahead and offer him. We'll take a look at Nick Robertson. Now, he didn't play at all with us last season. He was just a healthy scratch. We'll give him 4.5. If he wants to come back, we'll bring him back. Rasmussen, he wants a decent deal. We'll go ahead and lock him up. We can let go of Struble. We'll qualify Hanzik. The rest of these guys, I can just go ahead, lock up real quick. And then I will show you guys what we're going to do with JJ Paterka. So, guys, with how much salary cap space we have and my positioning on this is that I don't think we can afford to lose JJ Paterka. We're going to offer him this. He wants 8.95. We're going to give him 8.75. Hopefully, he will accept that here as we're ready to advance the day. And there you go. He does accept. That is nice to see. As well as Nick Robertson as well accepting his deal. The rest of these guys can accept their qualifying deals or be let go. I'm going to go ahead and sign the few scouts that are expiring, and then we can hop right into free agency and hopefully find our top paired defensive replacement there to soften the blow of losing Roman Yossi. All right, guys, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to try to pick up Charlie McAvoy. Now, he is 92 overall. He's a right shot, and I think he's going to be the perfect replacement on that top pair for Roman Yossi. I like the salary there. And instead of giving him just the basic no movement clause, we add the modified no trade clause so that if it doesn't work out, we can trade him. And there we go. He accepts. That's the only really big piece that we need to add. And I think it's a major one. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to get simmed up to the start of the regular season. And I'm curious to see if we can replicate our success from last season and get back to the playoffs. So, guys, I think I just messed up a little bit. I will put the recording in before this. I didn't think he was going to accept it, so I didn't really say anything. But Landon DuPont just accepted a 7-year contract extension at 13 million. I believe that's a steal for this young kid. He's already 94 overall. He is a top 2 defenseman. Now that Roman Yossi is not on that back end, yes, we do have McAvoy. McAvoy is not the offensive defenseman that Yossi was. So it's really going to fall all on DuPont's shoulders. And I think that if we waited and he had a 70, 80 point season, he's going to ask for 18, 19 mil. So I thought 13 was pretty good. Maybe I could offer it a little bit less, but you know what? We've got our franchise cornerstone locked up long term, and that is something that we absolutely love to see. Here are our forward lines here for the upcoming season. We have Logan Cooley, James Haggins, and JJ Paterka, with Iserman, Fantilli, and Eklund. Now we can swap a few things around. Like if we do this, that also gives a +5. Pretty much there's a few things that can change. Like if we do this, that's also a +5. But I think this is going to be what's best to start out the year. Is going to be Cooley and Hagens on that first line with Paterka. Get Yzerman on that second line with Fantilli and Eklund. Now, the only thing I'm a little bit worried about is that Logan Cooley and Hagens are both playmakers, but they also are both first line forwards. So I don't want to play them, either one of them, on the second pair or the second line, but it also is tough that Yzerman isn't playing with a playmaker. So that might change as the season goes on. Defensively, you've got DuPont, McAvoy, Karanin, Yurachek, and Anisimov, and Timmins. And in net, Devin Levi, 90 overall, with Andrianov there being the backup. Now, I am not going to highlight the AHL team this season because we have 0 prospects down there. So it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Maybe if they make the playoffs, we might showcase that, but there's not a single player we are invested in that system. So it doesn't matter too much to me. We're going to go ahead here. We're going to see what the head coach thinks about our team this year. We've got Paul Maurice behind the bench, remember. He thinks we can compete for a cup. I personally do agree with that. I think we have a pretty good roster. Now, am I going to be mad if we miss the playoffs? Yes. But am I going to be mad if we don't make it to the cup finals? No, because we've only made it to the playoffs once. We don't have a whole lot of playoff experience from anyone on our team. And the one time we did make the playoffs, we got bounced in round 1. So this is not a make or break season for me personally. I think we're young enough that even if we, let's say, get to the third round and bow out, that is good enough. That does give us some experience, and it sets us up really nicely to come back next season and make the playoffs. But you know how this goes, guys. We just get the good old time lapse going for the sim. Instead of just doing 1 month at a time or 2 months at a time this time, we're going to get all the way up to 2026. I don't think there's too much I could tweak with this team to make it that if they're losing, that, I could tweak a few things and we're going to be winning. I think the team's about as good as it can be. So let's start the sim, and I'll see you guys on January 1st, 2031. So after that first 3 months, I would say we're in a pretty good place. Offensively, you can see we're 10th, 3.3 goals a game. Defensively, we are 4th, 2.75 goals per game. We have a terrible power play, so we will go ahead and switch that up, but our penalty kill is looking pretty good as well. We sit first in the Central, but we are not anywhere close, I would say, to first in the West. And we're kind of up there with the teams in the East. So we're one of the top dogs in the league, I would say. We're going to go ahead and we're going to do a deeper stats dive into this team because I'm kind of shocked that Charlie McAvoy is the one leading the team in points. So Landon DuPont has 29 points. That is honestly not bad at all. I would say that power play gets cooking a little bit more, and we would see a lot better point totals. But yeah, this team looks good to me. You don't really have that one player that's kind of standing out. It's kind of just the entire top 6 and the top 2 defensemen all leading by example. And we have some decent depth scoring as well. I can see there's a few things I want to clean up. We're going to go ahead. We're going to look at the team switch the power play lines just a little bit and see if that can't help us get some more goals on the board. Before we do that, we will take a look at goalies. Andre off here, playing pretty good as the backup, as well as Devin Levi there, 913. 273, it is good. 16.55 with 2 shutouts. All I did on the power play, guys, I swapped Victor Eklund and I put Paterka on the second unit, and that gave the second unit a +4. Or it was James Hagens, actually, I think maybe I put over here. Either way, the swap there gives that second unit a +4. Hopefully that can help. I don't want to do anything too drastic. Again, we are first in the division. Hopefully that is a big enough change where it can spark some more offense, get the power play really going. But again, we still keep winning games. That doesn't change. We're going to go ahead and get simmed up to the trade deadline. I don't think we're going to be a big player at the trade deadline, but you never know. So we've definitely fallen off a cliff offensively. We were top 10 in the league. Now we're 22nd. The power play actually picked it up and is now 16th. So we're going to go ahead and mess around with the 5-on-5 lines as well. We are now third in the division, barely hanging on to a playoff spot, it feels like. We're probably going to have to beef this team up. And we're going to go ahead, and I'm not going to do a stats dive through Stats Central, but instead, we're going to go through, look through the edit lines and kind of see. So the first line to me, 46 points in 62 games, it's not good enough. So we're going to split Hagens and Cooley. And what we're going to do is get Iserman up on that first line. And then I'm going to put Eklund on the first line as well. So you get a sniper, power forward, playmaker. You also get the two-way forward, playmaker, sniper. I think that's really going to help things. The third line is a tough one for me because they're not producing and they are a minus. As well as the fourth line is producing okay and they're not doing too bad. It's the third line, I think, where the struggles really are. Defensively as well, I would say this second pair is just not working. Even the third pair there has brilliant plus minus. So it is the second pair that's really causing harm. And if we look at Karanen, this guy was supposed to be like our Landon DuPont. He's the first ever draft pick. He looks really well. It's just not clicking. David Juracek, I like him. I think he's a good shutdown guy. I don't think he's the problem here. We're going to look to move on from Karanen and bring in another two-way forward for that second pair. We're going to go ahead and look to make a couple of trades here. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. Just want to let you guys know what's happening. And again, I'll show you guys once we found a trade that I like, that I think is going to help us win now. So here's the trade I want to make. It's for Bowen Byram and Yuri Kulich. Kulich would be a rental. We probably don't bring him back. I do think he could help the scoring on that third line. Maybe move Rasmussen down to the fourth line, or even just scratch him altogether. Bowen Byram, he has less term than Crannon. He's a little bit older. He is that two-way defender. He's only a -5 in Buffalo. He does put up decent points. I think he could be a good fit, and he's a little bit less money for the future. So obviously this year, it sucks because Coolidge is 7.4. We don't need cap space for this year. We will need cap space in the future, and that's where this deal kind of helps us. Trade rejected. We're going to take the third off here, see will this go through. They're not interested in it. I know it's because they don't want Karanen. There's not a whole lot more I can do. So they don't want this deal. The only thing I could do, which I really don't want to do, but I'm going to do it anyways, is trade a future second. If this doesn't go through, guys, I'll have to try to find something else. There we go. This goes through. Let's edit these lines. And I think that's the only trade we're going to make. I like the look of the team past that. And hopefully these moves bolster the team enough to the point where we can be a for sure playoff team, not just a maybe. Again, we're kind of playoffs or bust at this point. We're getting pretty deep into this for us to not be a playoff team, at least in my opinion. That's what we're gonna do though, guys. Rasmussen with Kulich will scratch Dumai because I don't think he's really gonna grow. And then we'll get Bone Barm in there with Yurchek. This won't stay a minus. It will switch. It's just going to happen when you change the lines like that. Eventually, that's going to switch. It won't be a minus. So that's what we're going to run. We're not even going to go into the trade deadline. I think that's the only moves we need to make. That trade mixed in with the line changes, I believe, can propel us. And if it doesn't, then we know what things we need to work on in the future, and that would be getting a better defensive core in there, as well as that bottom six forwards as well. I'll see you guys at the end of the season. Hopefully, we do make the playoffs. Wow, guys, what a turn of events. We make one trade, we change the lines up. And even though I would say we maybe didn't get the offensive production from all the players the way we would have liked, the fact that we rallied back from being on the brink of missing the playoffs, like we were barely holding on to third place. We were down, I think, 7 points, 8 points on the Blackhawks to beating them by 3 to win the division is massive. Those were obviously the right moves. Now let's go ahead and see who we're going to play in round number 1. I'm super, super proud of this team. The way the guys played, I'm feeling good. Here we go, guys. We are playing the Dallas Stars. I don't actually remember who we played last year. I don't think it was Dallas. I could be wrong. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and take a look at the stats, see how the players finished out the season. 69 points from Logan Cooley. I believe that means he put up 23 points to end the year, so not too bad. Fantilli, Eklund, Yzerman, McAvoy fell off. DuPont barely missed out on 60 points, but he does improve on his rookie year. Remember, he's still young. He isn't in his prime yet. These are good numbers. Yuri Kulik had 11 points in 20 games, so he did help bring in some depth scoring. James Haggins, Paterka. Let's take a look at Bowen Byram as well. Wow, 17 points in 20 games. That is what Karanen needed to be doing and wasn't doing. What a trade for our team. We'll go ahead and just take a quick look at the goalies. Levi there. He brought those numbers back. Those are very respectable numbers. Same with Androff. A very respectable backup campaign for him. I'm happy with the way the guys performed, but obviously that is not what matters. What matters the most here is winning in the playoffs. We're going to go ahead, sim the first 2 games, see where we're standing. We're only going to slow sim elimination games, guys. We win the first game 3-2, but lose the second game. So we'll go ahead and sim 2 more, but now we're in Dallas. We're on the road. And we lose the first game, but then again, we get the big overtime winner. So now we're back at home. It's a pivotal game 5. We get shut out. So we are facing elimination here. We need this win. That's all I can say, guys. We need this win. We cannot afford to miss out on winning a Stanley Cup here. We've got to make some progress. Period number 1. 0-0, period number 2. 2-1 Dallas. So we are in a bind here, guys. There we go. JJ Paterka. That is a big goal. We're tied at 2 apiece here. They're out shooting us quite a bit. And Adam Fantilli, he gets another one. But quickly, Zetterlund ties it. They get a power play. It's good penalty kill from our guys. They're out shooting us like crazy. Levi is standing on his head. We have a last minute miracle. We take a penalty. It's all tied up at 3s going into overtime. They have a long power play, and unfortunately, they do get a goal. When you let 51 shots on your goalie, eventually some are going to start cracking through. So once again, we end this season on a rough note. I'm not too sure what else we can do with this team besides, wait for more growth, I guess. James Hagens is young, Eklund is young, Yzerman is young. Fantilli is still a little bit young, Catton, young. Actually, he's already 25 and he's only 81. We might have fumbled a bit by not trading him. Defensively, though, DuPont, still young. I feel like this is a team that needs to start winning. I think this is where we're going to wrap up the video, guys. I don't really feel like simming to the end of the season. I think we're going to wait. We're going to see all of that in next episode. But I will leave you guys with this. What do you think needs to change? Right? If we look at the playoff scoring, I mean, 5 points, 4 points. That first line didn't really produce. The third line didn't produce. And your fourth line only needs to not be a defensive liability. Defensively, it kind of seems like they all did good. And I'm not going to blame Devin Levi for this. Not at all. So, yeah. What do you guys think needs to change for us to become a championship team? We're going to have to make some big moves in the offseason. YouTube, thank you so much for watching. Again, guys, check out Stan's video. This is the franchise battle after all. 25 seasons to see who can win the most cups. He is winning as of right now. I know he has 1 cup. I don't think he has more than 1. I believe it's only 1. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching YouTube. Check out the links in the description. Join the Discord. Follow me on Twitch. Live almost every day over there. Thank you so much for watching in YouTube. As always, we'll see you in the next one.